Something I'd never experienced in my life. I experienced intense loneliness. I went to the University of Idaho. I sat in a room by myself, and I was lonely. I came out of a family of 9 people. And then my parents always had a bunch of other people living in the house. I never was alone. And I liked that. I liked not being alone. So I'm sitting alone over at the University of Idaho, and I'm studying all kinds of weird stuff that calls into question God. And if there was a good God, why is there people dying in Africa? And I mean, these are, all these questions. I never thought about it. And I thought the professors were the, smartest people on earth, way smarter than anybody I'd ever talked to. So I started having all kinds of doubts and all kinds of trouble in my soul. And I was supposed to be a Christian, but I don't know what was going on. So then the next year I came back home during the summer, and I met with some of my young life leaders. I wrote a list out of 12 reasons I wanted to die. 12 reasons I did not want to live anymore. I had them all listed out. And they said, well, you need prayer. So they sent me up to Seattle. To this day, I don't remember who I went to see, but I went up to Seattle, University of Washington, and I went into somebody's apartment, and these people laid hands on me and started praying for me. And I laid out the 12 reasons I wanted to die. And all of a sudden, the first time in my life, I had an extreme vision. And what happened is I saw myself, you know what kitchen garbage is? We went to the garbage dump a lot as kids, but this wasn't a cool garbage dump. This was a bad garbage. This was a kitchen garbage dump, where all the kitchen kind of waste were rotting. And I see Jesus. Jesus walks up to this garbage, and he gets his bare hands out, and he starts digging through the garbage like this. And he digs down, and digs down. Did you ever do dishes for 20 people? Well, on occasion, I had to do dishes when I was a kid, and my hands would turn completely white and wrinkly looking, Doesn't happen anymore. But you have to have a big group, So Jesus is going like this, and he clears it off, and I'm laying there under like 10 layers of garbage. And my skin is all this white, wrinkly skin. Okay, then something happens that had never happened before in my life. He reached down. I can remember it like it was yesterday. He reached down, dug in the garbage underneath me, and picked me up, and he held me. And I was a football player, and we grew up pretty tough, so there wasn't a lot of holding like that, going on. But I'll tell you, the first time in my life, the love of God went from the top of my head all the way down to the bottom of my feet. Bam! I knew I was loved by a God who wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. That's what Jesus Christ wants for you.